What if the very essence of our existence is a series of random events devoid of meaning? This is the unsettling reality that Albert Camus explores in The Stranger, a novel that takes us on a journey through Meursault's life. His indifference to life and death forces us to confront the absurdity of our existence. In the words of Camus himself, the struggle itself towards the heights is enough to fill a man's heart. One must imagine Sisyphus happy. But what does it mean to live authentically in a world stripped of inherent meaning? In the novel, we encounter Meursault, a character whose emotional detachment defines his existence. He is unbothered by societal norms and indifferent to the expectations of those around him. When his mother dies, Meursault's lack of grief shocks those around him. He states, "Maman died today, or maybe yesterday, I don't know." This chilling opening sets the tone for a life lived starkly contrasting conventional human emotions. But what drives this detachment? Is it a defense mechanism or a profound understanding of life's absurdity? As Meursault navigates through the aftermath of his mother's death, he becomes embroiled in a series of events that reveal the absurdity of existence. He forms a relationship with Merel, a woman who embodies life and joy, yet he remains emotionally aloof. Their relationship culminates in a trip to the beach, where an existential crisis arises. When confronted by an Arab on the beach, Meursault's detached response leads to an act of violence and impulsive shooting that forever alters the course of his life. Here, Camus compels us to question the nature of morality in a seemingly indifferent universe. As Meursault stands trial, the focus shifts from the murder itself to his character as society grapples with the implications of his actions. "I opened myself to the gentle indifference of the world," he reflects, encapsulating his acceptance of life's absurdity. This trial becomes a metaphor for society's need to impose meaning and judgment on an inherently meaningless act. In Meursault, we see a mirror reflecting our struggles with conformity and the search for meaning. Camus famously stated, "Man is the only creature who refuses to be what he is." Through Meursault, we witness the struggle against societal expectations and the quest for authenticity. His refusal to conform to social norms renders him an outsider, a role he embodies even in the face of death. As he contemplates his impending execution, he grapples with the weight of existence and the absurdity of his situation. "I knew that I was going to die, but I also knew that I was alive." This duality captures the essence of Camus' philosophy, challenging us to find meaning amidst the chaos. In the quiet moments leading up to his execution, Meursault faces the harsh finality of his choices and his isolation. Yet, rather than despair, he finds a peculiar liberation in the realization that nothing awaits him beyond this life. Camus suggests this is the essence of freedom, to live without illusions, reject false hopes, and embrace the here and now, however bleak. To abandon oneself to the world's gentle indifference, Meursault discovers, is to shed the weight of societal expectations, judgments, and imposed meanings. By accepting the absurd, he confronts the final paradox. In facing death, he fully grasps the vitality of each fleeting moment. Can we, too, find this sense of freedom not by avoiding life's darkness, but by staring into it and perhaps smiling back? The absurdity of life is further emphasized through the character of the prosecutor, who uses Meursault's emotional detachment as evidence of his moral failing. In a society desperate for meaning, Meursault's indifference catalyzes condemnation. The prosecutor declares this man does not feel, he is a monster. This moment serves as a poignant reminder of how society often punishes those who dare to live authentically, particularly when it disrupts the comfortable narratives we construct. As the narrative progresses, Meursault's existential reflections deepen. He begins to confront the absurdity of existence head-on. "I had only a little time left, and I didn't want to waste it," he muses, realizing that life's brevity imbues it with a unique significance. In his final moments, he embraces the absurd, finding solace in acknowledging his fate. I realized that I had been happy and was happy again. This acceptance of the absurd provides a powerful conclusion to Meursault's journey, a stark contrast to societal expectations of despair. The themes of The Stranger resonate deeply with Camus' philosophy of the absurd, inviting us to examine our own lives. Are we too prisoners of societal expectations, struggling to find meaning in an indifferent world? As Meursault confronts his mortality, we are prompted to ask ourselves, what does it mean to live authentically? I do not believe in God, he states, embodying the existential crisis that many face in a world stripped of absolute truth. In our pursuit of happiness and fulfillment, we often find ourselves trapped in the expectations imposed by society. The relentless pursuit of meaning can lead to disillusionment, mirroring Meursault's journey through the absurd. Perhaps, as Camus suggests, true freedom lies not in seeking meaning but in embracing the absurdity of our existence. The absurd is born out of this confrontation between the human need and the unreasonable silence of the world, Camus writes, encapsulating the essence of his philosophy. Ultimately, The Stranger is a stark reminder of the fragility of life and the importance of living authentically. Reflecting on Meursault's journey, we must consider how the desire for meaning in an indifferent universe shapes our lives. Are we willing to confront the absurdity of our existence, or do we cling to the comforting narratives that shield us from the truth? As we draw closer to the end of this exploration, we must confront a pivotal question. In our quest for meaning, have we become like Meursault, detached from our emotions, imprisoned by societal expectations? It invites us to embrace our authentic selves, free from conformity. Are we willing to find peace in the knowledge that life may ultimately be devoid of meaning, yet still rich in experience?